Alrighty then, quick update on the 95 Town Car. Figured I'd just kind of go through some stuff I've done over the past couple weeks since getting the rig. Most recently yesterday, got the thin white wall tires put on with an alignment. And these are the Travel Star, I think they're 90 bucks, Walmart. And major misalignment on the front end when I received the vehicle, and the front tires are just completely worn out. Outside of that, I did the serpentine belt, a belt tensioner, and then I recently did the idler pulley this morning. So I still got to fire that puppy up, make sure she was a little bit of a belt squeal. So I swapped all that stuff out. I did wet sand, did the 3M wet sanding approach to the front headlight lenses. Those came out pretty good. They were sort of yellowing and frosted over. So that's another thing I did. Outside of that, let's see, I did an ignition switch with a key match. The ignition switch was kind of getting pretty bound up from time to time, so I got one from Wolf Security Hardware off eBay, shout out, and they were able to actually, I sent them a high-res picture of my key, and they were able to match the actual ignition cylinder to this key. I just was able to take a picture of that, sent it to them in an eBay message. Yeah, it was like 45 bucks delivered door to door. So that was solid. Not much else has really taken place. Everything else has been okay. I did recently notice the heat does not heat up super quick. I'm hoping it's not a blend door actuator. I did the EATC, like the self reset, but it's real finicky. So I'm kind of hoping maybe a nice cooling system flush with a heater core flush will take care of that. Outside of that, I'll probably have to do the dreaded blend door actuator. So that's something I'm gonna look into once the weather cooperates. It's got to get a little bit warmer out here. We've had some crazy winds, crazy cold snaps, storm after storm after storm here in southeast Idaho. As you can tell, I don't have the most space to work with in here. I make do. But anyways, I figure I'd do kind of a quick walk around. Maybe we can pop in, take a quick ride. We'll see if I can get this thing out of the garage, and figure just do a little bit more of a walk around here with the imperfections. I don't know what happened there, man. It looks like they might have just something was caught in the door here, and then somebody slammed the door. Something happened there. Let's see. I got to do the driver door bushings. What I did is I attempted to go down to Ace Hardware and get one of sort of 1/2-inch pecs, this stuff, and sliced a piece of that off, and to put on these guys here. But and I tried to adjust them a bunch, but I don't know if it's just the inner thickness or whatever, but I couldn't get it where it was closing properly. So I'm gonna have to get some new door actual sort of stock bushings or replacements at some point. So that'll be, again, maybe another warm weather project. Sort of come back down behind here, show you. So we'll scratch there. I also noticed when I was getting the tire swapped out, there's no spare back here. And this is the Cartier model, and I don't know if it was a full-size spare, because it does have, here, let's see if I can get in. It does have the factory amp, and it looks like maybe a subwoofer. If anyone's got any insight to that, I'd love to get a spare back here. And they removed the tools and everything, man. I don't know why people do that. But anyways, it's still got the TC, the Cartier symbol, and then I threw my older belt was in decent shape. I threw that back here. I swapped out all the bulbs. They upgraded to like one of those Amazon LED white light package deal. I don't like those a whole lot. I do tend to like the old school soft light approach myself. So I swapped out all the interior bulbs for the traditional halogen stuff. Nice warm glow. But anyways, let's get her firing up. I did also pop on eBay, got a shop manual along with the electrical and vacuum. So those are always good to have, handy stuff. Let's go ahead, pop in here. More smoke, see if I can. Well, fired up. Oh, I should also mention I did the fan clutch as well. The fan clutch was stuck on when I got the car, so I swapped that out as well. See how she looks. I'll let her warm up for a minute and go for a drive. All right. So we are at 187. 187.17. And like I mentioned before, it just started up the other day. Kind of let her come up to a little bit of a temperature. And I was driving, and I realized it idling. It gets warm. And then when I started driving, it sort of cooled down to sort of like just like room temperature, I'd call it. And so the heat has been pretty intermittent in sort of like the way it wants to work and stuff like that. So I do plan eventually to do an entire cooling system flush. I'll do upper and lower radiator hoses, thermostat, all that good stuff. But I was kind of hoping that the reset here would do it. I mean, it's like I said, it gets lukewarm. Sometimes it blows hot, and I don't hear the clicking like you might for like the blend door stuff. But yeah, that's one thing I got to address. I did take the glove box out and verified that the sort of like the vent door for outside air temperature is operating correctly, so it closes when it needs to close. That was one thing I was thinking may have been a culprit, was that door just sticking open, but that was not the case. Still got the check engine light. That is the TCC solenoid electrical trouble code that comes up, and hoping it's just a bad connection down there. I will test the TCC solenoid, make sure she's got the proper resistance and all that stuff. But that's another one I'll do. But anyways, let's make a go for it. It's been icy It's been cold. Perfect donut doing weather here. And it seems like this has some sort of track lock, or I don't know what Ford calls it, some limited slip. You can kind of feel it in the rear when it needs to lock up and grab, it does. What a world of difference the alignment with new tires makes. One thing I have noticed is this passenger window, a little bit more wind noise. I think he said the previous owner changed one of the regulators, but I think it may need to be adjusted. The window just doesn't seal up all the way, so at 60, 70 mile an hour, you definitely get some higher than normal wind noise. Holy smokes, man. Turn onto this frontage road here. Sideways. Little fishtail. Oh yeah. Next on the list is going to be rehabbing these seats. Do a re-dye on them. And same with the steering wheel here. I'd like to get that taken care of, but she's pretty smooth. She's pretty quiet, even on these bumpy. This is this is a service road. It's a dirt road. I mean, it's obviously snowpacked now, but soaks it all up, and she stays pretty stable. These rear-wheel drive, heavy boat, it handles just fine. Anyways, I'm just about there now. I figured just do another quick walk around, let you know what I was up to, and I'll keep posting updates as more is revealed. Thanks for watching.